Hey guys, it's Mal here once again to sing the praises of the explosive concoction Scion in the end game scenarios. So already put out the video basically with a lot of end game, but got a bunch more. Just tackled a few more boss cycles and stuff, and tried to do some wave 30 simulacrums. Since I failed at wave 28 just to some bullshit. And it ended up working out pretty well. So I think this character does have the biggest single target I've had, except for the Absolution of last league. But this one does feel a bit more reliable because the Absolution was a little bit more proc based, and sometimes you have to start out a fight with just some RNG. Whereas for the most part, this one does let you just have it on demand as long as you've got all of your stuff ready to go. If we've got flasks, if we've got some rage and good to press berserk, that sort of thing, then the single target is fairly reliable and going to be hard to say, maybe up to 20-30 million damage. Really quite hard to say, but it has done a very, very clean five-way Legion thing. As you can see, it actually clears pretty nice, and then also does kill bosses in like 4 or 5 hits, and it, I don't know, yielded 4 or 5 bars of loot or some shit. All in all, pretty safe as well, even though it is kind of funny. I get laughed at for my life total. Sometimes in stream, people come in, they're like, lol, 3k life, nice build or some shit, as if it fucking matters. So yeah, life totals aren't everything these days. You can still have like 90 all res, fucking insane amounts of armor, blocks, everything, and be unkillable and do all content and still have a low life pool. So then what the fuck does it matter at that point? It doesn't. Like I said though, the weaknesses of the character are going to be some damage over time, so you'll feel that occasionally, maybe like some Shaper degen balls, or the Uber Elder degen from the Elder Tentacle dudes. If you have some of those down, that does seem a bit potent. I haven't died to it or anything, but it does deal quick damage. And then in between like maps, you can see there's just going to be like some burning ground or some shit that you run over that won't be comfortable, that sort of stuff. But otherwise, for the most part, yeah, no, the defenses are well and truly good enough. You can see some example of what fixing map clear looks like in a on this type of character, and that is running a Gloom Shrine that well and truly fixes your map clear. But I wasn't too sad with the map clear in the end, once being fully ramped. Basically, yeah, on the really big maps with double beyonds and all that, you can one-shot the bosses, and that kind of makes up for the fact that you don't destroy the screen every single hit. So in the end, it didn't feel too bad. Like, could easily hit level 95 pretty comfortably without dying and just enjoying your map process. But you can kind of go out of your way for a bit more clear if you really want. And if you didn't have the Skin of the Loyal, for example, locked into my colors, I'd use Awakened Area, and that would be just about all I would need for clear. Just 1 extra gem for Awakened Area. The Helm Enchant would be nice too. You can even spec some area if you really want, but I don't think it's necessary. Either way, as you can see, that little degen bubble there running over on Shaper's Uber Elder hurts. But otherwise, yeah, managed to take on everything I needed to take on in the game, and the defenses are more than enough. Though here's the first time I believe I've ever done a successful all at once feared, and by successful I mean it still took me a couple of portals, but I think it is doable deathless even. I just kinda didn't do it well enough, I feel. So killing Theory first was priority. I think Elder second was pretty good, just to make sure he's not going to do the explosion and stuff. But getting rid of Chayula or Shaper next quicker would have been basically the guarantee for the run to end, I think. But I didn't prioritize the kills quick enough, and then just kind of ran out of flasks and didn't make use of Berserk and Focus as much as I needed to in these later stages. So ended up fizzling out a bit and dying, but I do think if I killed 2 or 3 of them pretty damn quick and don't walk into degen bubbles as much, a Deathless Feared, and this Feared also does have 30% more life on the map roll, so it was a bit more intense than just pure all at once, and it is a +2 from the Atlas passives, so it's a level 85 one as well. I think it's doable, completely doable, Deathless, but yeah, probably not super reliably still. Either way, silly that Explosive Concoction got as far as it did. I would not have expected it, even with Omni stacking. I mean, there's a million skills you're going to do that are going to be worse than this, I think, even with the Omni stack. And then here's a few examples of the Wave 30 Simulacrums. So basically all I did was get a Phasing Flask into the build, started using a Flame Dash. I'm sure there's more you could do if you really cared, but it was enough. So I got the exact same shitty layout, and this is a wave 20, I think. We can like 4-shot a boss or some shit. In the later waves 25, 6, something like that, bosses take a little bit longer, and like I said, as you can see with these really thick Simulacrum type things, we got 80 block, we got lots of evasion, lots of armor, molten shell, ailment immune, got spell suppress. So having a like 3 or 4k life really doesn't make that much of a difference when you don't take any damage essentially. I think this is the wave 30 Kosis. So once you get into the deeper waves, they do start to take longer to kill, especially when you've got to make sure you clear up all the packs around them, and it depends entirely on the mods of the waves as to how smooth things start to become in these really later waves. So additional proj makes Kosis pretty annoying, and then same with the packs, and cannot slow enemies becomes pretty annoying for clearing your packs up because things just chase you down so much quicker. But I do think that it's a pretty reliable wave 30 farmer. I did 2 wave 30s, like both Simulacrums I did yesterday were wave 30 clears, and I think it's reliable enough at this stage that for a character that I put together for, let's say, about a 15x budget to do wave 30s, I think it's pretty cool. It's my first ever wave 30 character. I think it's no real coincidence that it's because I've got a whole bunch of defense and especially ailment immune. I do think that's fairly important for Simulacrums, because in the later waves there's just so much sapped, shocked, scorched, all of that sort of shit, brittled, and it just, I don't know, you kind of need a bit of everything. And then somehow just managed to like global Cirrus essentially, which was a bit better than previous attempts. And then also just one more example of boss DPS was a juiced Blight, so whatever the fuck, the endgame Blight map. I supposedly the bosses are the thickest things in the game, and it definitely feels that way. So I basically did no DPS towers, nothing that was going to do anything for damage wise, and just wanted to test the DPS. And certainly these, I think, are the thickest bosses in the game. They seem to take a bit longer than like a Shaper or some shit, or a Cirrus or a Maven. In any case, that's the character. Hope you guys enjoyed the entire compilation of boss kills and all that, and enjoyed just the style of this Explosive Concoction. I think you can build it other ways as well, but I think it's a pretty good skill overall once you get it to the right things. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.